I don't want to study, I can't complete my homework, I don't want to go outside, I can't sit still, I can't focus on one thing at a time. Why do people think I talk so loud? I am different? Have you noticed your children often saying these things? If so, then this is how an ADHD child behaves. Well, if your child is showing these signs, no worries, he is not alone. ADHD affects around 6.76% of the adults and around 5 to 7.2% of youth globally. Well, if I talk about the US, ADHD is prevalent among 15.5 million adults and about 6.5 million children. It's a huge number and shocking as well. But what ADHD is and why it happens. Today we will discuss everything that you should know. Hello and a very warm good morning to all our viewers. I am Dr. Madhavi Vaish and I cordially welcome you to my YouTube channel. Here you can find so much detailed information on health and wellness, healthy diet and nutrition, yoga and exercise. So now let's move on to our main topic. Let's first talk about what ADHD is. ADHD or Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder is a neurodevelopmental condition, which means it begins during brain development, usually in childhood, and can continue into adulthood also. However, many people think that ADHD is just about being lazy, bad parenting, or just needing more discipline, but it is not. ADHD is rooted in the way the brain regulates attention, impulses, and activity levels. ADHD is divided into three main categories based on its symptoms: inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. Let's go through each one. Let's first discuss the inattentive type of ADHD. I will explain this to you with an example. Suppose a student sits down to do math homework, but within minutes is doodling, staring out the window or checking their phone. This is inattentive ADHD. A person may have trouble focusing on details and make careless mistakes in homework or work projects. They may appear not to listen when spoken to directly. They may experience forgetfulness in daily routine, like losing keys, school supplies, or forgetting appointments. Now let's come to the second type. It's hyperactivity ADHD. Okay, let me explain it to you with an example. Suppose a child might jump up repeatedly during story time, while an adult might struggle to sit through a 2-hour meeting without moving. This hyperactivity ADHD. A person with hyperactivity ADHD may do constant fidgeting, tapping, or squirming. They might find it difficult to sit still in classroom, offices, or even at a dinner table. They may always seem on the go as if powered by a motor. Now let's move on to the third type. It's impulsivity. A person with impulsivity ADHD type may be like, he may blurt out answers before the question is finished. He may interrupt conversation and games. People with impulsivity may act without considering consequences, like climbing unsafe places or overspending money. Now let's come to the combined type of ADHD. Most people with ADHD experience a combination of symptoms. For some, inattention dominates. For others, hyperactivity and impulsivity stand out. The official diagnostic system recognizes three subtypes: predominantly inattentive, predominantly hyperactive, impulsive, and combined presentation. Now that we know that the symptoms, let's discuss what actually causes ADHD. The cause could be genetics. ADHD often runs in families. Research shows that if a parent has ADHD, their child has a higher chance of having it too. In fact, Twin studies suggest ADHD is about 70 to 80% heritable. That makes genetics one of the strongest risk factors. The second cause could be brain structure and chemistry. Certain brain regions like the prefrontal cortex, which helps with decision making and attention, may develop more slowly. Differences in neurotransmitters, especially dopamine or norepinephrine, affect how the brain regulates reward, motivation, and focus. The third factor could be the environment. Exposure to toxins during pregnancy, like lead or tobacco smoke, high stress in early childhood environment, and premature birth or low birth weight could be reason for ADHD. Some people blame sugar, video games, screens, or too much TV. But studies show these are not direct cause of ADHD. They might make symptoms worse in some kids, but they don't cause the condition itself. See, ADHD and Parkinson's disease are two very different conditions, and one does not directly cause the other. ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder that begins in childhood, marked by difficulties with attention, impulsivity, and sometimes hyperactivity. On the other hand, Parkinson's is a neurodegenerative disorder that typically develops later in adulthood, causing tremors, muscle stiffness, and slowed movement due to the progressive loss of dopamine-producing brain cells. ADHD does not directly cause Parkinson. They share some involvement of dopamine pathways, but the underlying mechanisms are very different. Alright, I have shared complete information on ADHD. If you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to the Bharat Homeopathy YouTube channel for more health related, informative and interesting videos. Thanks.